Welcome to Chattanooga, Tennessee, home of the Red Wolves. Tonight, they host the Richmond Kickers in a match presented by Transcard. Both of these sides played on Wednesday, and their matches had plenty of drama. Chattanooga conceding a late winner, and Richmond able to steal a point against NCFC with a 96th minute equalizer. After those two results, let's take a look at where those two teams stand in the USL League One standings. Chattanooga comes in at 17 points, so they're in last, but could move to 11th with a negative result tonight for Fuego FC. As for Richmond Kickers, 27 points, they're in 8th. If they want to make a push for the playoffs, they need wins. 6 games winless for the Richmond Kickers. One player who stood out recently for the Chattanooga Red Wolves, it's Carlos Aviles, who's the News 12 player to watch for the Red Wolves. He was fantastic against Madison on Wednesday. Save after save for Aviles. That one, a nice reaction save. This one was the pick of the bunch, though. Onin's shot deflects off the post. The rebound hits him. He eventually gets to it, pokes it in. No! Aviles from his seat with the right hand palms it away. 5 saves for Aviles in his performance on Wednesday. As for the Richmond Kickers, Michael Hornsby gave up this own goal in the 60th minute. It was a bit unlucky, but it did provide the go-ahead goal at the time for NCFC. But then in the 96th minute, watch Hornsby just walking into the 18 and boom. How about that for your first professional goal? Coach Sawatsky said he's not the type of player who dwells on what happens. And that he was happy for Michael to get that first pro goal, who then promptly went to celebrate with the Red Army. No Red Army tonight. This match is in Chattanooga. Richmond's won the first 2 in this series this season, and they go for the sweep of Chattanooga tonight. We'll have lineups and kickoff when we return on ESPN+.
It's here, Ford Truck Month. Come and get the best deals on Ford F-150. The only truck to offer available Pro Power onboard and an interior work surface so you can get it all done. All part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck 46 years straight and counting. Get 2.9 for 60 plus up to $2,500 with eligible trade-in. Learn more about pickup and delivery and remote service at your local Ford dealer.
The future is in these foothills. The world's fastest internet from EPB is in homes from Hickson to Highland Park. In classrooms from East Lake to East Brainerd. And in reach of those striving to learn more, be more, achieve more. The future is here with fiber optic speeds up to 25 gigs, only from EPB.
There's a beat in all of us. It drives us, it inspires us, and it pushes us through. It is there in preparation, it is there in battle, it is there in defeat, and success. It's the engine, it's our guide. And this beat is my own. This beat is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water, hydration for athletes.
Two teams hungry for 3 points. Richmond hasn't won in 6 matches. Chattanooga hasn't won in their last 3. Again, this match presented by Transcard as we take a look at the previous 2 installments of Chattanooga against Richmond. They both took place at City Stadium in Richmond. First match between these two sides took place on June 3rd. It was a 1-0 win for Richmond over Chattanooga. And here is that first match between the two sides. It was Terzaghi pouncing on that one in the 14th minute Akira Fitzgerald kept the clean sheet in the match. This is the second match. It was 2-0. That was on July 1st. Terzaghi with the opening penalty kick in the 49th minute. Then Neil Vinyal sneaks one past Carlos Aviles. And Will Palmquist was able to keep the clean sheet in that 2-0 win. We're going to jump right into the action. We'll take a look at the starting lineups. But since kickoff has already happened, we're just going to go. A little bit of an early start in Chattanooga. While there's a stall in play, we're looking at the starting lineups for Chattanooga. Today's starting 11 is brought to you by Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the official sports medical group of the Chattanooga Red Wolves, because life happens in motion. That's Ropapa Mensah on the ball. He's in the starting lineup, of course, for Chattanooga, with Marios Lomas up front, Nico Cardona, Riley Kraft, Christian Enriquez, Omar Gomez, Walefi, Richard Renteria, Manuel Madrid, Mikhail Williams, and Carlos Aviles starts in goal for Chattanooga, who have possession. Just in the second minute as Kraft crosses it in, and that one's out for a goal kick for the Richmond Kickers. As their lineup, it's Akira Fitzgerald in goal. In defense, Michael Hornsby, Dakota Barnathan, Nathan Ani, Simon Fitch. In the midfield, Zaka Moran, Joao Gomiro, Neil Vinyals. And then up front, the three of Matthew Bentley, Emilio Terzaghi, a.k.a. El Rey, and Ryan Sarakowski. So those are your starting lineups, by the way. Don't know if you saw them earlier in the broadcast, but the Walkout Kids were wearing some shirts. Those shirts worn by the Walkout Kids tonight are brought to you by Brainerd Baptist School, expanding minds, preparing hearts. So that's all the admin for you as we enter the third minute of action. Richmond wearing the white kits with possession. Fitch. Bentley. Sizing up Kraft, crosses it in. And that's easy for Carlos Aviles. Aviles 5 saves on Wednesday against Madison. 1-0 loss for Chattanooga. Stephen Payne had the 90th minute winner for the Mingos. The last win was back on July 22nd against Knoxville for Chattanooga. They're winless in their last 3, just 1 win in their last 10 games. As for the Richmond Kickers, they're winless in their last 6 with 3 draws and 3 losses, but perhaps a bit of momentum gained from their 2-2 draw against NCFC on Wednesday when Matthew Hornsby was able to connect on his first, or Michael Hornsby was able to connect on his first professional goal. Hornsby, after giving up an equalizer earlier in the match, equalized in the 96th minute. Scott McKenzie, the interim head coach for the Chattanooga Red Wolves, and he was the coach at Park City, the Park City Red Wolves before that, having to step in for Jimmy Weekly, who is on a medical leave of absence due to a significant health situation. We, of course, wish Coach Weekly nothing but the best and comfort and support for his family. But he's received a lot of support, players helping with the mural. Saw some young fans before the match holding up signs saying, "Get well soon, Coach Weekly. All thinking about you." Richmond wearing the iced out kits tonight. Chattanooga in black. Hornsby down the left side. Terzaghi blocked. Early opportunity for Richmond with Emiliano Terzaghi. 10 goals on the season, and he scored Wednesday in the draw against NCFC, the opener in the 33rd minute off a Neil Vinyal's corner kick. That was good for Terzaghi's 10th goal of the season, which means He's scored double-digit goals in 4 straight USL League One seasons. Coach Darren Sawatsky in his 4th year, so he's gotten to see the Terzaghi experience up close and personal. He says goal scorers will be goal scorers, and that Emiliano is relentless. Expect Richmond to dominate possession. 53.3% on the season. That's 2nd in the league. Bentley, nice ball forward. Moran tried to send it into the box, but it's cleared. And here come Chattanooga on the counter. Marios Lomas, recently acquired. Into the area. Mensah. Plays it back. Kraft's cross blocked, and he gains it back. Riley Kraft, 24 appearances for the Richmond Kickers from 2019 to 2020. Kraft back in the starting lineup. So is Ropapa Mensah, making just his 11th start for Chattanooga as Kraft finds him. Scored the winner or equalizer on Saturday. Mensah feeds Kraft. Enriquez, left-footed shot, just wide. Christian Enriquez back in the starting lineup, and his effort did not miss by much. Returned from a knee injury Wednesday against Madison, came off the bench in that one. Right here, he does well to get some space on his left foot, his preferred left foot, and it just missed wide. Important defense there from Kraft to keep it away from Bentley. Moran. Gomiro. Cutting inside. And that's easy for Williams. Richmond comes into this match 8th in the league, as you see Nil Vignals on your screen. Vignals had the assist for the opener on Wednesday against NCFC, feeding Emiliano Terzaghi with a great corner to the near post. Fitch. Bentley. Cuts in field. Moran. Out to Vignals. Hornsby. Lost out. And here comes Chattanooga on the counter. Just rolled out of touch though. Throw in coming for Richmond. Couple kickers coaches. Didn't see Darren Sawatsky in that shot, the 4th-year man. Barnathan, Team of the Week bench for week 21. Simon Fitch last week named to the Team of the Week as well for Richmond. There's Fitch. Bentley. Richmond's been on the front foot in these opening 10 minutes. Fitch. And that cross shielded out. So it's a corner coming for the away side. The Richmond Kickers have 15 set-piece goals this season. That's most in the league. 54% of their goals coming on set pieces. They scored the opener last week off a corner, or on Wednesday, I should say. That was a Vignol's corner. This is Hornsby to whip it in. In swinging delivery, lofted into the area. Aviles got a hand to it, and a foul called on Richmond. I talked to Scott McKenzie, the interim head coach of Chattanooga. He said he was interested to see the battle on set pieces because his team's good in the air, good at defending, and he said they will watch lots of film on how Richmond take their set pieces. That one was well defended. Coach McKenzie said the keys to this match, to getting 3 points against Richmond, one of them being hard to beat, so hard to break down, good defensively. Another, be better in possession. He says they have to value possession more. He knows they won't have a ton of the ball, but they got to do more with it. His last key was that they need to reduce the impact of the key players like Emiliano Terzaghi for Richmond. Player down for Richmond. Looks like Joao Gomiro. 26-year-old from Sao Paulo, Brazil. And he's back up on his feet. Gomiro, an assist a few games ago against Lexington on the road. Just a bit of a heavy touch, tried to reach out for the ball and then did draw the foul, at least, to win a free kick for Richmond. To drop ball, actually, because of the injury. Gomiro switches play to the left. Good attendance here at CHI Memorial Stadium in Chattanooga. Red Wolves finally getting to host this matchup, as Richmond hosted the first two at City Stadium. Bentley. Gomiro gets a bit of space, lays it off, crossed in, and Aviles is there. He'll play it quickly. Has Mensah, and headed out for a Chattanooga throw. Carlos Aviles, sure-handed as they come in frame for the Red Wolves. There's Nicolas Cardona. Richmond gets possession back after the throw-in. Fitch. Gomiro. Moran recycles. Vignoles. For Fitch. Gomiro. Right-footed cross. Terzaghi tried to get his head to it. And both he and a Chattanooga player are down in the 18. Looked like a bit of a head-to-head. Hope those two are all right. It's Manuel Madrid, the ever physical defender, and Emiliano Terzaghi, both able to get up after that. Check out the new 2023 Chattanooga Red Wolves kit, along with t-shirts, scarves, novelty items, and much more at ChattanoogaRedWolves-SC.com. Here's the cross again from Gomiro. The replay presented by Rodriguez Family Dentistry. As Terzaghi and Madrid both try to get their head to it, they found each other. Header flicked on for Mensah. Holds it up nicely. Trying to wriggle free, and does so. This is nice from Ropapa Mensah. Williams. Enriquez wins the throw in for Chattanooga. Kraft looking for Mensah. Mensah crosses in, header. Only cleared as far as Gomez. For Richmond, playing Chattanooga has to be a sight for sore eyes, as they are on a 6-game winless skid, and their last win came against the Red Wolves. Here's Bentley. Bentley's cross. Out by Madrid. That was 42 days ago, a 2-0 win for Richmond against Chattanooga. On July 1st, Terzaghi and Vinyals with penalty kicks and a clean sheet from Will Palmquist. Akira Fitzgerald, the usual starting keeper, gets the start today for Richmond, not Palmquist. Hornsby whips in the corner. Headed away. Gomiro gets to it. Gomiro's cross. Flicked away. Bentley will try to shield this out, and does so. It's another Richmond corner. And Nil Vinyals will take this one. Vinyals 2 assists this season, and 1 came Wednesday against NCFC from this corner. He's able to find Terzaghi for Terzaghi's 10th goal. High arcing cross, punched away, and then headed. Nice shot by Aviles. Moran. That cross looked like it caught an arm, and the play's blown dead, even though that ball is loose in the box. Terzaghi put it on frame. Aviles looks to be a bit banged up on the play. Grabbing at that right shoulder. Coca-Cola, the exclusive soft drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Also, another shout out, Body Armor, the official sports drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. So after the handball, this is a dangerous place for a free kick for Richmond. Most set piece goals in the league with 15. Vinyals known for his excellent services from set piece opportunities, as Richmond looks to get on the board first. Vinyals. Header flicked away, another header. Sent back into the mixer. Bentley tried to keep it in and could not. Positive play down the right side by Matthew Bentley, though, the 25-year-old from London, England. Bentley started on Wednesday against NCFC, and that was his first start since June 11th at Central Valley. Richard Renteria, 27-year-old from Bogota, Colombia. One of the central defenders for Chattanooga. Leffy almost came away with that for the Red Wolves. On the left side, Sarakowski and Renteria with the sliding challenge. His teammates love that effort. Something that Scott McKenzie preaches are those winning moments defensively. That was one for Richard. Long throw incoming. Ani. Towering throw headed by Bentley and over the bar. Out for a goal kick for Aviles and Chattanooga. Don't discount those long throw-ins, though, for Richmond. That's how they scored the equalizer on Wednesday against North Carolina. It was an Ani throw that led to the Hornsby half-volleyed effort that found the back of the net. Kraft finds Lomas. Gomez. Renteria. Back to Madrid. Gomez lays it off. Cardona. Mensa. Heavy touch. Enriquez. Williams for Kraft. Tries to cross with his right foot. It's deflected, and Gomiro comes away with it for Richmond. Fitch. Not the best pass. Underhit it. Gomez. Madrid. Williams. Lomas. Scott McKenzie said earlier this week that they were not doing a good enough job to feed Marios Lomas the ball. This is his home debut, as well as it is Coach Scott McKenzie's home debut as interim head coach of the Red Wolves. But for Lomas, the 28-year-old Dutchman, he's had a lot of success in this league, especially with Greenville when he scored a bunch of goals one season. Crosses this one in over Mensa. It was 14 in 26 matches for Greenville in 2021 for Marios Lomas. 5th most in USL 1 history in a single season. Chattanooga hopes that Lomas will provide some of that same danger up front to try to help their production. They are second to last in the league with just 21 goals scored on the season. Their leading scorer, Siobhan Marsh, starts on the bench tonight. The 29-year-old from Kingston, Jamaica. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many. Here's a chance, and the shot just wide. Walefi with the opportunity. Knew it wasn't safe for a read. Let's try that again. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Richmond the other way. Bentley on the break. Bentley crosses and gets a deflection. It's a corner kick for Richmond. Here's the opportunity from the other end, presented by Rodriguez Family Dentistry. Walefi, not typically a goal threat, but had plenty of space. It was a great feed from Lomas, the forward, with some unselfish play, and Walefi unable to find the back of the net. So we're still scoreless, but Richmond trying to be the first one onto the board with a Hornsby corner coming up. 1 assist this season for Michael Hornsby. That one Aviles just got a hand to. Vinyals looking for a second chance goal off the corner. And Cardona defends it well. Overhits the pass though. Ends up finding Fitch. Vinyals. Nil Vinyals, USL League One Player of the Month back in March. And Madrid comes away with it. Actually, that's Gomez for Chattanooga, and Gomez wins the foul. And our referee, Alejo Kalum, goes to the book for the first time tonight, as Gomez is still down. So a 27th minute yellow card for Richmond. So Joao Gomiro goes in the book with his second yellow card of the season. And just caught too much of Omar Gomez. Yep, stepped in there, did not get the ball. So 27th minute yellow for Joao Gomiro. That yellow card presented by Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Free kick coming for the Red Wolves, who come into this one last in the league with a 4-12-5 record. 17 points. This is a season removed from their 12-11-7 record last year when they finished 4th on 43 points and ended up going all the way to the championship. They were runner-up. I guess that's been the story for both teams, really. Two teams who had a lot of success last year. Richmond actually was the regular season champions of USL League One, and they're in 8th this season. Just a little bit off of the playoff positioning. There's last match's hero, Michael Hornsby, who had the 96th minute equalizer. Left-footed shot off the half volley for his first professional goal, then got to celebrate in the stands with the Red Army at City Stadium in Richmond. Kraft for Chattanooga. Oh, nice interplay there. Walefi out wide for Kraft. Riley Kraft, left-footed cross, headed away. Back to Kraft. Williams recycles. Maybe it was intended for Kraft, and Enriquez got his chest on it, but then it went out for a Richmond throw. Nil-nil here in the 31st minute at CHI Memorial Stadium in Chattanooga, as the Red Wolves look to avoid the season sweep at the hands of the Richmond Kickers. Gomez. Cardona found Lomas, and it's out. It's a Chattanooga throw-in. Nicolas Cardona, 24-year-old from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Captain for Puerto Rico in 2022 CONCACAF Nations League. 10 caps for Puerto Rico, made his debut back in 2021. Fitch pressing forward for Richmond. Bentley goes in field once more. Bentley, left-footed strike, curls wide. That's his calling card, Matthew Bentley, at least it has been in this match so far. Cutting in from the right side, this time opting to shoot. And not too far off from his first goal of the season, but it did not test Carlos Aviles. Rodriguez family dentistry replay. Shows that one hit the net, but not the right net. Not the right net for Richmond anyway. Moran. Sarakowski wanted that one down the left side. Walefi with a nice bit of skill. Gomez. Kraft. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Pressure from Terzaghi. Chattanooga Red Wolves thank Ford. Ford, the official domestic car partner of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Gamiro. Moran tried to feed it through for Terzaghi. Drew a bit of contact, but no foul. Oh, heavy challenge there from Barnathan. Slid into Marios Lomas, who is in a bit of pain, grasping at his shin. And that is a yellow card on Dakota Barnathan. That's his second yellow of the season. And the second yellow for Richmond, brought to you by Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Replay brought to you by Rodriguez Family Dentistry. Lomas went for it, and Barnathan just went in too late. Madrid back for Aviles. Terzaghi making him sweat a little bit. Lomas for Mensah. Out wide, Cardona can't handle it. Looked like a promising opportunity for the Red Wolves, but came to nothing. Richmond really lacking in their final ball so far tonight. Haven't really had a lot of clear-cut opportunities. Meanwhile, the best that I've seen so far is from Marios Lomas. His pass for Walefi was excellent, as Chattanooga wins the ball back. Lomas was signed back on June 16th by Chattanooga, but international processing period kept him from making his debut until last Saturday at Central Valley. So this is his third appearance for Chattanooga. Enriquez for Gomez. There's Lomas. Played for NCFC, El Paso, and the Greenville Triumph. Looking for his first goal for the Red Wolves. Two shots for each side so far, but none on target. Kraft fighting for it. Fitch comes away with it for Richmond. Towards the center of the pitch, Moran for Vinyals. Out to Sarakowski. And Cardona has gotten the better of Sarakowski so far. Lomas holds it up. Enriquez. Still in play and rolls out for a Richmond throw. That was better, though, from Chattanooga. The interplay between Mensah, Lomas, and Enriquez looks promising for them. Ropapa Mensah making his 11th start. A week ago today at Central Valley Fuego, scored the equalizer in the 91st minute for a 1-1 draw for the Red Wolves. Assisted by Mael Malongo. And Mensah scored that equalizer with his thigh. That was his 5th goal of the campaign. Moran looking inside. Hornsby, offside. Rolled it into the far corner and called offside. Just scored his first professional goal on Wednesday against NCFC with the 96th minute equalizer. And just a few days later, nearly had his second in as many games. Tucked it into that far corner past Aviles, but ruled offside. But Richmond still have the momentum. Bentley working on Williams. Bentley into the area. Left-footed try. And Madrid blocks it. Bentley crosses it in, and Madrid's still there. Still with Richmond. Bentley looking at a cross. Finds Gomiro. Slips it in. Vinyals lays it off. Fitch looking to turn. Vinyals towards the center of the pitch for Moran. Switching play to the left. Stepping up, Hornsby has a go! And just up over the bar. After that goal on Wednesday against North Carolina, Michael Hornsby, I think he just discovered that, okay, I can score goals now. Rolled in that offside opportunity. This one not far off. stepped up to take it. A powerful strike. And maybe was aiming for that top left bin. And perhaps just a bit too audacious of an effort. Still Richmond getting the opportunities. Aviles hasn't really been forced into action yet, though. Akira Fitzgerald on the other side. His 5th season with the Kickers, 31 clean sheets, tied most in USL League One history with Rashid Nuhu of Union Omaha. He hasn't even had to scratch his nose today. Credit to that Richmond back line. And it does help that Richmond likes to play with the ball, so Chattanooga not getting a lot of opportunities. Gomez fighting for it. Gomez overcooked the cross, and it's out for a goal kick. But Omar Gomez gets the start, just his 2nd of the season, as that young Red Wolves fan retrieves the ball. But Omar Gomez played at Park City, so Scott McKenzie, who was the head coach there until he was needed here in Chattanooga, says that Omar Gomez is a winner. He does the little things that make big differences. There is Coach McKenzie. He also said that Omar is cleaning up technically, but has come on and impacted games. He brings energy. He wants to get on the ball, and he's a runner. And Scott McKenzie says that runners score goals. Perhaps Omar can score his first for the Red Wolves this season tonight. Gomiro for Fitch. Ani for Barnathan, who's on a yellow. So is Gomiro. Chattanooga does not have a yellow card yet. Good ball for Terzaghi. Terzaghi crosses. The shot by Bentley is in. Matthew Bentley with his first goal of the season. And Richmond leads 1-0 just before the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A goal has been scored by Richmond Kickers, number 9, Matthew Bentley, on the 43rd minute.
Emiliano Terzaghi with his first assist of the season, and Matthew Bentley on the receiving end. Fitch with a great ball for Terzaghi, who had plenty of space, cut it back, and then it took a deflection off of Madrid. We'll see how that goal goes down, but the Rodriguez family dentistry replay shows that it's Bentley who gets on the end of the Terzaghi pass and finds the back of the net. 1-0 Richmond as they hunt for their first win in 42 days. Does look like Bentley will be credited with the goal, as Chattanooga look to answer and equalize before going to the locker room. Matthew Bentley with the opener for Richmond. The 25-year-old from London, England, scored 6 goals last year for the Kickers. That was tied for 2nd on the team, and finally gets his first of this season. Enriquez plays out to the right side, crossed into the area, shielded away. 2 minutes of stoppage time coming up, by the way. Enriquez with a bit of space, switches to his left, plays it out to Kraft. Enriquez. Gomez. Cardona settles it. Will Leffy can't find Cardona. Gomiro Out to Bentley. Coach Sawatsky giving Bentley back-to-back starts after he hadn't started since June. And Darren Sawatsky being rewarded by that decision, as Matthew Bentley's the one to open the scoring this game for Richmond. And Michael Hornsby wins the free kick for the Kickers. And Ropapa Mensah sees a caution. First yellow card for Chattanooga. Ropapa Mensah, 25-year-old from Accra, Ghana, with his first yellow card of the season. Can't avoid him forever, unfortunately. So it's Vinyals or Hornsby who will take this free kick as Richmond tries to double its advantage just before the break. Vinyals. Punched away by Aviles. The Chattanooga goalkeeper stands tall once again. Back to the yellow card on Mensah, just caught the ankles of Michael Hornsby. Throw in coming for Richmond. They've scored off 3 of them this season. Gomiro. Back out to Ani. Crosses it in. And Bentley tried something crazy. It did not work out for him. Mensah able to settle it for a second and loses out to Moran. And there is the halftime whistle. 1-0 Richmond over Chattanooga as we go to the break. Halftime presented by Outlaw. Halftime brought to you by Outlaw Beer, Mile High Light Beer. Find your wilderness. Well, at the end of the first half, the Richmond Kickers lead. Chattanooga Red Wolves SC 1-0. Matthew Bentley with the opener for the Kickers as Richmond goes for the season sweep. They've already won the first 2 against Chattanooga, but that was at home. This one on the road as Chattanooga will look to make a comeback after the break. But don't go anywhere. We'll have a great halftime show for you. Here's the opener for Richmond. Terzaghi, of course it's him. El Rey with the service. Bentley off of Madrid and into the back of the net to put Richmond in front 1-0. We'll be right back for the second half, but before that, don't go anywhere. Halftime show when we return from Chattanooga.
I need to try it first.
It's here, Ford Truck Month. Come and get the best deals on Ford F-150. The only truck to offer available Pro Power onboard and an interior work surface so you can get it all done. All part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck 46 years straight and counting. Get 2.9 for 60 plus up to $2,500 with eligible trade-in. Learn more about pickup and delivery and remote service at your local Ford dealer.
I need to try it first.
Welcome back to Chattanooga. At the half, it's the Red Wolves trailing the Richmond Kickers 1-0. Halftime brought to you by Outlaw Beer, Mile High Light Beer. Find your wilderness. And let's toss it to Ryan Rose with the Wednesday Lights.
Just 3 matches Wednesday, but they had implications. I'll say that. 33rd minute, Richmond versus North Carolina, off a corner from Neil Vinyals. Emiliano Terzaghi off the dome for his 9th goal of the season. Vinyals' first assist. I can't believe it's his first assist. 1-0 Richmond. That's the 8th straight match scoring a goal for Richmond. 11th time scoring the first goal this season. Less than 3 minutes later, this beautiful curler from Blanco to Garrett McLaughlin heads it down past Akira Fitzgerald, elevating over Dakota Barnett, and that's the 4th goal for McLaughlin. Blanco's first assist. NCFC leads the league in goals in the final 15 minutes of the first half with 13. 1-1 to the half, now 60th minute. Rafa takes the corner. It gets back to Rafa. He'll send it back in, and it's a goal off the head of, oh no, it's Michael Hornsby of Richmond, an own goal. Richmond leads the league with 4 own goals. It's 2-1 North Carolina, but Hornsby would be redeemed. Here on the long throw from Ani, it skips across. There's Hornsby, man on the spot, sends it just inside the near post. Hornsby levels the match. That's 90 plus 6, folks. 1-1 the final 2-2 the final score, rather, a point apiece for the two teams. Richmond had the last 7 shots in the match and stays alone in 7th in the table. They need points to get above the playoff line. North Carolina stays at the top of the table. We go down to Georgia. Tormenta hosting Central Valley. You cannot sleep on Georgia right out of the gate. Tormenta 65 seconds into the match. Davey Mason here on the pass from Bosway. Sends it in to Mateus Cassini. Folks, that's 65 seconds into the match. It's 1-0. That score would hold all the way to the half. But before we get to the half, in the 16th minute, this long ball up for Toby Otieno. A regrettable error for Mitchell North. He's out of the box. You cannot handle the ball there, and he gets a red card. Oh, that is a tough break. So that means we got to get the backup keeper, Mateus Fernandez, in there, and didn't go well for him. Minute 51. Fonseca sends it wide to Mason, who sends it to Jackson Corey in the middle of the box. That is a 2-0 lead. The first real action Mateus Fernandez is seeing this season as a keeper for Fuego. He'll probably start tonight as well. They will fight all the way to the end, though. Central Valley under Adam Smith, they're still fighting here. Down 10 minutes, 83rd minute, still trying to find a way to get a goal. Cerritos fouled in the box by John Murphy. He'll get a penalty, and he'll take it himself. Fuego falls 2-1 at Tormenta. Ian Cameron and company break a 2-match losing skid and slide into a tie for 7th with Richmond. Madison, Chattanooga, 4th place Madison, a chance to grab 2nd, hosting last place Chattanooga. A win, a loss, and a draw in the last 3 outings. I don't know how Carlos Avilés gets this ball. That's one of the most amazing double, triple saves I've seen. He's on his backside. He reaches up and paws it, and it doesn't go in. Still 0-0. Holy smokes, 6 saves on the night for Avilés. Still 0-0. Stephen Payne sends it up to Cheney, who crosses to Bartman. Surely this is a go. Nope, saved again. Avilés, man on the spot. Looks like a 0-0 draw. We get to the 90th. Bartman sends it wide to Onan. Touch pass to Payne. Finally sneaks one past Avilés. And it's a take your kid off Wednesday as Madison celebrates the 1-0 win and vaults into 2nd place in the table, now just 2 behind North Carolina FC. News and notes are coming up after the break.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Itsu here gives it a go. Itsu here from distance. How about this start for San Antonio FC? 5 minutes in, they're up 2 goals.
RGV, Davila trying to sneak one in, it does! Oh my goodness, RGV, a fantastic goal.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay?
What's your name, sir? Where you are right now?
I need to try it first.
Halftime news and notes for you from USL League One. Coach of the Month, John Harkes, the honor for a record 5th time 3-1-1 record for the Triumph in July. Player of the Month, OLX Anderson. 4-goal July led NCFC to its 2nd undefeated month this season. And Player of the Week, Ates Diouf, recorded the first hat trick of his career and in Lexington history in a victory over the Hailstorm. So Ates Diouf, of course, is in the Team of the Week in USL League One. And you see a bunch of Union Omaha Owls in there with Brewer, Mastrantonio, Doyle, and Skiers. But, of course, one for each of these teams in this game between Chattanooga and Richmond, as Carlos Aviles was named to the Team of the Week as goalkeeper, and Simon Fitch, the defender, Team of the Week. Also, Richmond's Dakota Barnathan was on the Team of the Week bench, by the way. So we look at the upcoming schedule in USL League One. Tonight, still to play, Northern Colorado Hailstorm against Union Omaha. As it stands now, that's 4 against 5 in the league table. No one thought we'd be saying that about the Hailstorm, but that'll be at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Then Friday, 1 Knox against Lexington SC at 7:30. Next Saturday, we have a few matches to feature, including Richmond, who will be playing NCFC at 7 ET. And then South Georgia Tormenta against Forward Madison at 7:30. Union Omaha and Chattanooga at 8 Eastern. Here's your scoreboard from around the league in USL League One. 70th minute, Charlotte on top of South Georgia Tormenta, 3-1. Lexington on top of Fuego FC, 3-1 in the 70th minute as well. NCFC on top of Greenville, 2-1 in the 70th minute. And 1 Knox SC, I believe they just scored unless that's been changed. And so it was 0-0. It is now 1-0, 1 Knox SC in the 27th minute. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be kickoff for the second half. Richmond and Chattanooga when we return.
I need to try it first.
The future is in these foothills. The world's fastest internet from EPB is in homes from Hickson to Highland Park. In classrooms from East Lake to East Brainerd. And in reach of those striving to learn more, be more, achieve more. The future is here with fiber optic speeds up to 25 gigs, only from EPB.
There's a beat in all of us. It drives us, it inspires us, and it pushes us through. It is there in preparation, it is there in battle, it is there in defeat, and success. It's the engine, it's our God. And this beat is my own. This beat is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water, hydration for athletes.
It's here, Ford Truck Month. Come and get the best deals on Ford F-150. The only truck to offer available Pro Power onboard and an interior work surface so you can get it all done. All part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck 46 years straight and counting. Get 2.9 for 60 plus up to $2,500 with eligible trade-in. Learn more about pickup and delivery and remote service at your local Ford dealer.
I need to try it first.
1-0 Richmond over Chattanooga, your score at halftime. Halftime brought to you by Outlaw Beer, Mile High Light Beer. Find your wilderness. Now let's take a look at the first half highlights. So the first half kind of had the pace of a lazy river. It was slow, there wasn't a lot happening, but the early chance was Chattanooga's Walefi. Nice feed from Lomas, but Walefi just missed wide. Then finally, just like a lazy river, it picks up at the end as Bentley cutting inside just missed, but more from him later as Fitch drops one in. Terzaghi cuts it back. Great run from Bentley to find the open space and bounces that one off of Manuel Madrid. A second look back at it. It was a great ball from Fitch. Terzaghi did well, but Bentley just ran right behind him and then found the space that he left unoccupied, occupied it, and put it in the back of the net. 1-0 Richmond after the first half of action. So Chattanooga in desperate need of 3 points, one win in their last 10 matches. Last win was on July 22nd at 1 Knox. As they look to come back, Ropapa Mensah kicks it back to Aviles to start half number 2 from Chattanooga. Richmond looking to hold on to these 3 points. As it stands now, they would move up to 7th in the standings and only be 2 points behind Greenville, who are losing in their match. Greenville trail North Carolina FC in the 74th minute, 2-1. Matthew Bentley opened the scoring in this one in the 43rd minute, late in the first half, with his first goal of the season for Richmond. I'm Nevada Cullen, by the way. My production crew is producer Mauricio Rodriguez, audio engineer Amatista Comerci from Argentina, and replay operator Josue Sayas. Big shout out to those three and our amazing camera crew. I think if you're a player who hasn't scored yet this season, you want me on the call, because I called the Union Omaha match last Saturday and 3 players scored their first goal of the season. And here I am again, and Richmond's Matthew Bentley gets his first of the campaign. Here's Manuel Madrid. Love his mustache, by the way. Fantastic stuff. Ted Lasso could never. Vinyals. Hornsby looking to cross it in. That's off of Renteria, perhaps bounced off of Hornsby, though, before going out. It did last touch off of Renteria, and it's a corner kick for Richmond, trying to double its advantage early in the second half. Neil Vinyals whips it in. And the header! It sneaks through! It's Sarakowski, doubling Richmond's advantage. They scored just before the break, and they scored just after the break, and it's 2-0 Kickers in Chattanooga. Aviles can't believe it. It was a great service from Vinyals. Sarakowski makes the run, pretty much unmarked. Oh, and that might go down as an own goal for Ropapa Mensah. After the Rodriguez family dentistry shows it was he who last headed it in. He was trying to head it away from goal. But for now, Sarakowski can get the glory. We'll see how it's officially ruled. So Chattanooga, if they want to make something happen in this match, they'll need to answer quickly. Looks like it is being credited to Ryan Sarakowski. Congrats to him. That's his third goal of the season. Turned 26 on Monday, so happy belated to Sarakowski. So Richmond's 2 goals just 5 minutes apart, as the scoring was opened in the 43rd minute by Bentley. And Sarakowski able to head one home with a little help from Ropapa Mensah, who was trying to do his best to clear. Was too much on it. Sarakowski just scored, looking to assist. Finds Hornsby. And it's out for the throw. Taken quickly by Chattanooga. Moran tracks it down, but it's out for another Chattanooga throw. Richmond, not a goal-scoring machine as a team. 28 goals on the season, is 8th in the league. But they score a lot off set pieces. That set-piece goal, the corner kick from Sarakowski, was the team's league-leading 16th set-piece goal of the season. They came in scoring 54% of their goals from set pieces. And, of course, 1 out of the 2 tonight from a set piece. Lomas tried to switch play and found Bentley. Mensah. Into the 18. Ropapa Mensah just whiffed on the cross. Mensah unlucky to have his header find the back of the net for the Sarakowski goal. But the home side trails 2-0 at CHI Memorial Stadium. For Richmond now, it's all about defending, as they try to snap a 6-game winless streak. Their last win came 42 days ago against the Red Wolves on July 1st. Sarakowski. Renteria does well to knock it away from him. Vinyals crosses. Aviles comfortable. Mensah wins the foul. Check out the new 2023 Chattanooga Red Wolves kit, along with t-shirts, scarves, novelty items, and much more at ChattanoogaRedWolves-SC.com. Walefi finds Gomez. Red Wolves trying to cut the Richmond lead in half. Lifted in by Cardona. And Akira Fitzgerald had no choice but to poke it over. Fitzgerald, not the tallest goalkeeper, had to use every inch of his 5'11" stature to just coax that one over the net. Almost looked like a basketball player going for an alley-oop and stuffing it home with the right hand. Just had to poke it over the crossbar. Riley Kraft, 3 assists this season, whips in the corner towards the far post, headed by Madrid, and it's out for a goal kick. Akira Fitzgerald, 36-year-old from Chiba, Japan. Played at Wake Forest collegiately. Came to Richmond from the Tampa Bay Rowdies of the USL Championship, and this is Akira's 5th season with the Kickers. Last year, he was a nominee for Goalkeeper of the Year, set a League One record with 105 saves, and became the first player in USL League One history to 100 appearances. Nice dummy there. Sarakowski against Renteria. Sarakowski lays it off. Vinyals crosses it in. Sarakowski gets a head to it and just flicks it wide. And an offside flag was raised eventually, as Sarakowski tried to make it 2 in the second half for him. Vinyals does well to pick him out. I don't even know if Sarakowski did get his head to it on the Rodriguez family dentistry replay. If he did, he surely would have scored. Instead, it was Vinyals' cross that nearly found the post. Richmond out shooting Chattanooga 6-4. But 2 shots on target, and Chattanooga has none. Walefi. Mensah. He'll have a go. Ropapa Mensah, are you kidding me? To the delight of the home crowd, the Red Wolves are right back in it. A mistake from Richmond, and it's Mensah with his 6th goal of the season. Back in the starting lineup, back on the score sheet for Ropapa Mensah. He knew he was going to shoot this. And no chance for Akira Fitzgerald, who was incensed after Richmond conceded. Kickers coming the other way. Hornsby looking across. Sarakowski crosses, and Bentley can't get enough on it. If it was off him, that is. And Aviles is down. Perhaps cramping up a bit. One more peek at the Ropapa Mensah 56th minute goal. That makes it 2-1 Richmond. Just a couple touches and boom. Fitzgerald's reaction was immediate. Took 43 minutes to get a goal in the first half. It was Bentley who struck first for Richmond. And in the opening 11 minutes of the second half, a goal for each side, as Omar Gomez wins the foul for Chattanooga. Looks to be in a bit of pain, but the Red Wolves smell blood in the water. Kraft called for the foul. Zaka Moran telling his team to settle down a bit, to breathe. Still up 1, but still plenty of time left for either side to add to their tally. Of course, it's Ropapa Mensah who gets the Red Wolves back in this after getting the equalizer on Saturday. That was against Fuego. Scoring with his thigh. That one was, it wasn't lucky. It was well placed. It was smart by Mensah to use his thigh. But let's just say his goal today is, well, if he crosses that one in and Fitzgerald was off his line and watches it go out for a goal kick. But Mensah's strike in this match, much more ferocious. Hit with a lot more venom. But that's a striker for you, as we see the kids hopping in on the Chattanooga band. Richmond trying to answer Chattanooga's response. Bentley. His pass was for Terzaghi, but it almost fell to another Richmond attacker. Walefi lays it off. Walefi, most appearances in Red Wolves history. This is his 95th USL League One appearance. He signed for the team all the way back in December of 2018. There's Ropapa Mensah, a 25-year-old from Ghana. Played for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Sporting Kansas City 2. That one crossed in. Lomas tried to get ahead to it. And finally cleared by Richmond. Played out wide for Kraft. Shielded by Fitch. And headed. Oh! That one just high from Nicolas Cardona. Cardona with the effort. Has 1 goal this season. But the defender not usually on the score sheet. As we have another Rodriguez family dentistry replay. That was an important header for Richmond. And that's a great effort off the half volley from Nicolas Cardona. As we have our first substitute of the match for Chattanooga. It's Felipe Liborio Jr. replacing Christian Enriquez, who made his first start tonight, returning from a knee injury. Liborio, the 27-year-old from Chula Vista, California. Oh, great back heel from Lomas. Gomez crosses it in, and Mensah can't get ahead to it. And he's shaking up. He didn't head the ball. He ended up heading a Richmond player. Looks like that's Ani, but we'll check the replay to make sure. Mensah reacted late. It was a great back heel from Lomas. Gomez chipped it in, and Mensah, instead of heading the ball, heads the player. That's not Ani. Trying to get a look at the number on his short. Oh, that's Barnathan, actually, who's still down, clutching his head. Oh, you hope both players are okay, and can avoid concussions after this head-to-head collision. Good to see Mensah up and walking as they still tend to Barnathan. Copa Tejas takes center stage as playoff positioning heats up. Golden Boot leader Tani Oluwashi and San Antonio FC welcome Wilmer Cabrera and RGV FC with major playoff implications. It's San Antonio FC and RGV FC Wednesday, August 16 at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. So Mensah will come off after scoring to cut Richmond's lead in half. Hope he avoids a concussion after that head-to-head injury. As for Dakota Barnathan. He is being concussion tested right now, it seems. Gives us a chance to thank another sponsor of Chattanooga, Coca-Cola, the exclusive soft drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. But Barnathan, such a key player for Richmond. 18 games, 17 starts. This is his 18th start as he's finally helped up. Barnathan from Massapequa, New York. Played for VCU in college, then FC Tucson before coming to Richmond. Scored a penalty kick Saturday against Madison. And as a result was on the Team of the Week bench for Week 21. He also earned one of Richmond's 2 penalty kicks in the 2-0 win against Chattanooga back on July 1st, did Barnathan. And he was helped up, and it's good to see him walking. I don't think he's being subbed out yet. Maybe he's just taking a second to collect his bearings, but we'll get confirmation on that. Oh, beautiful sky, by the way, in Chattanooga as we hit dusk in Tennessee. Here come Richmond. Bentley looked for Terzaghi. Got dragged down. Where was the foul? It looked like a free kick and a yellow card. It was just outside the area, so not a penalty for Richmond. And Riley Kraft not happy with the call as he goes in the book in the 64th minute. Kraft, the former kicker. Coach Sawatsky said that he's a good free kick taker. And this time he concedes the free kick. Didn't look like a lot there. And Kraft aggravated with the call. That is Riley's 4th yellow card of the season. Only the 2nd yellow card for Chattanooga tonight. The first was Mensah, who's now been taken off after the head-to-head collision with Barnathan. It'll be Hornsby or Vinyals. Likely the latter. Instead, it's Hornsby. Right into the wall. Back to Hornsby. Crosses it in. Headed away. And Gomez will try to start the break for Chattanooga as the Red Wolves try to equalize. Liborio. Important challenge there to keep it away from Richmond. Walefi. Williams. Walefi for Liborio. Cross from Cardona into the area, headed wide. That was Lomas. Seeking a first Chattanooga goal in his Red Wolves home debut. Cardona with a great service, and Lomas just couldn't direct it towards frame, but that's positive on the Rodriguez family dentistry replay from Chattanooga. Something that Coach Scott McKenzie talked about. He wants them to provide better services for their forwards. They were able to do so for Ropapa Mensah, except he kind of did that himself. That time it was a great service for Lomas. As Richmond will make a couple changes. Saw Owain Gordon check in, so will Chandler O'Dwyer. Bill Miro comes out for O'Dwyer, the Lingfield, England native, 24-year-old, who made his first start since June 11th on Saturday against Madison in the Henny Derby, which Madison clinched. And Owain Gordon, after being out of the squad 2 matches before Wednesday's match against North Carolina, got to sub on in that one and comes on late in this one against Chattanooga. Gordon has 1 goal, 1 assist, the 30-year-old from Montego Bay, Jamaica. By the way, a change coming for Chattanooga. I'll tell you about that in a second. Owain Gordon. His cross blocked as Kraft clears. Oh, Mensah didn't get pulled. Oh, look at that. He's back in the game. Fitzgerald does well to come out of his area and shield the ball out for a goal kick. So Chattanooga will have Siobhan Marsh check in, the team's leading goal scorer with 7. He will replace Ropapa Mensah. So I thought he was replaced by the earlier change. This one a like for like, forward for forward. The goal scorer Mensah exits. And another change for Chattanooga, it's Pedro Hernandez, the 23-year-old from Walnut Creek, California, making his 19th appearance. He's got 2 goals to his name as he replaces Riley Kraft in that left wing-back position. Hernandez got the start on Wednesday against Madison. There's some kickers coaches. Ah, there he is. Darren Sawatsky in the all black with the pants. He just entered the screen and then left the screen. He's too busy trying to coach soccer. What a weirdo. Sawatsky in his 4th year. Coach of the year last year in USL League One. Aviles. Gordon ended up on the end of it. And a chance, blocked. It was O'Dwyer who had the opportunity, but it was blocked. Laborio. Marsh down the right wing for Chattanooga. Siobhan Marsh tripped up, and a yellow card comes out for Hornsby. His reaction, yeah, I understand why you had to do that. But it's a brilliant opportunity here for Chattanooga to level things at 2. '71st minute yellow card. Replay provided by Rodriguez Family Dentistry. And Hornsby just dragged down Marsh. Hornsby's 3rd caution of the season. Chattanooga trailed 2-0 after Sarakowski's 48th minute goal. Then Mensah scored in the 56th minute. Entering the 72nd minute, Chattanooga trying to come all the way back and equalize. It's Marsh, right into the wall. Not the best free kick from Siobhan Marsh, but coming off the bench. That's lifted in, opportunity for Chattanooga off the bar. The header, it's Renteria. Chattanooga levels it at 2. What a time for your first goal of the season, Richard Renteria. Take a bow. Marsh didn't do well with the free kick, but this is great service. The first effort off the bar, and Renteria just pounds the header into the ground. It bounces off the turf and into the net. This replay brought to you by Rodriguez Family Dentistry, as the Red Wolves, after trailing 2-0, have evened things at 2. '72nd minute goal for Richard Renteria. His first goal of the season. The 27-year-old from Bogota, Colombia. Richmond trying to answer. Ani with the long throw. Laborio tried to get something on it. Moran O'Dwyer. Out for another throw. O'Dwyer looks to take it quickly. Instead, he'll let someone else take it. Of course, it's Ani. So the Kickers led 2-0. Chattanooga evens this match at 2 with 2 second-half goals. But remember, last week, it was Richmond with an Ani throw that leveled the game at 2. This throw is headed into the air and into the palms of Aviles. Trying to start the counter quickly. Marsh. Siobhan Marsh. Feeds it. Hernandez. Back across. Lomas denied. Hornsby was there. Lomas couldn't get anything on it. This game in the first half, there wasn't much happening. It was like, think about it like you're trying to open a ketchup bottle and you're just pounding on one end of the bottle, trying to get something happening. Finally, Richmond able to score in the 43rd minute. The cap popped open, and now we're leaking goals in Chattanooga. 3 second-half goals. Sarakowski made it 2-0 for Richmond. Mensa got one back for Chattanooga, and then Renteria equalizes in the 72nd minute. Can't watch the match? Turn on SiriusXM 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app. Vinyals lays it off. O'Dwyer has Gordon. Instead opts for Fitch for Gordon. His cross, shielded out, and it's a corner kick for the visitors. Hernandez able to knock it out of play. Can the Kickers answer back? Do they have anything left in the tank? Hornsby lifts it in, punched away by Aviles, and cleared by Laborio. Even in a game where Chattanooga's conceded twice, Carlos Aviles still has put in a great performance. Chattanooga all of a sudden has outshot Richmond 11-8 thanks to this second half outburst. Just a few games ago, it was 4 matches ago to be exact, against One Knox. That was Chattanooga's last win. They won 3-2 with a brace from Siobhan Marsh and a Riley Kraft goal. Could they have another 3-2 win in the cards for them at home against Richmond? The last 2 matches between these two sides at City Stadium in Richmond were a lot more cut and dry. 1-0 and then 2-0 Richmond. This one was 2-0 Richmond, and all of a sudden we're square. Laborio for Cardona. Cardona into the area, bouncing ball. And Hernandez with a good challenge. Gordon's down. Marsh has a go! Siobhan Marsh And the Chattanooga Red Wolves have come all the way back. Once down 2-0. Now it's 3-2. Team leading 8th goal of the season for the Jamaican. Super sub Siobhan Marsh has the home crowd at this point gingerly raising their fists for those fans. But overall, the fans at CHI Stadium in a frenzy. Marsh saw an opportunity, he took it. And that Rodriguez family dentistry replay shows how Chattanooga have come back from down 2 to take the lead late at home. He'll probably go in the book for taking his shirt off. He will not care one bit. It's only fitting that Marsh scores in this game. And there is the yellow. The last win for Chattanooga 4 games ago, Marsh scored a brace against 1 Knoxville. And as it stands now, he has the match winner. 78th minute, Siobhan Marsh makes it 3-2 Chattanooga. It could be the winner. Or there could be another twist in the tail. The first and second halves of this match are completely different matches at this point. 1-0 Richmond. Chattanooga had nothing in the first half. And in the second half, they've come out swinging with a samurai sword, cutting up the Richmond defense, and they've scored 3 to take the lead. If Chattanooga could hold on, this would be their 5th win of the season, their 4th at home. And Coach Darren Sawatsky knows he needs to make some changes as Moran comes out. And Jake Meekum comes in. Justin Suko checks in as well. And the 16-year-old Landon Johnson will make his 4th. Let's get that right back. Gives us a second at least to talk about Body Armor, the official sports drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves, and Ford, the official domestic car partner of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. So apologies for our stream being down. Tell you how this match has gone down so far while we wait to get the stream back up. It was a 43rd minute goal by Matthew Bentley for Richmond that put the Kickers up 1-0 in the 43rd minute. And they made it 2-0 right out of the half with a Ryan Sarakowski goal in the 48th minute. But then for Chattanooga, it was Ropapa Mensah in the 56th minute to make it 2-1. So the Red Wolves got one back. They equalized in the 72nd minute with a Richard Renteria goal. And then Siobhan Marsh makes it 3-2 in the 78th minute. That's where we stand now. It is 3-2 Chattanooga Red Wolves SC over Richmond Kickers. This match experiencing technical difficulties as we lost our feed. And we're going to take a short break as we wait to get this feedback. We appreciate your patience and again, apologize for the technical difficulties. Appreciate y'all hanging on during the technical difficulties, but we're back just in time for this Richmond corner as they seek an equalizer here in the 84th minute. It's Vinyals, lifts it in. It's headed up. Aviles climbs the ladder for the save. Referee Alejo Galume tells him to get up. Rest of the match officials, assistant referee Nick Goyette, assistant referee William Steffen, and fourth official Mohammed Hassan. Shout out to Mauricio Rodriguez, the rest of our production crew and camera crew for making sure we got back in time and didn't miss any more, potential goals, because apparently 1 was not enough. And who knows, 5 might not be enough to decide the result of this match. 3-2 Red Wolves as Omar Gomez is tended to. 12 shots for Chattanooga, 8 for Richmond. Three shots on target for the Red Wolves. They've scored them all. 2 for Richmond. They've scored both of those. Akira Fitzgerald, one of the best keepers in league history, and Carlos Aviles coming off a 5-save appearance and a Team of the Week selection. It has not been their night. It has been a night full of goals for both sides. It looked like both of their nights in the first half, they were both fantastic, and they've both been good in this game. Just some of the goals that have been scored, especially Chattanooga's most recent, or the first and third for Chattanooga. I mean, I'd say Mensah's was the pick of the bunch. But Marsh's was a close second. Good to see Omar Gomez walking that injury off. So Gomez, after picking up a knock, will come out. Andrew Paoli into the game for Chattanooga. Paoli making his 16th appearance. He had made 7 straight starts before this match. Lomas looking for Marsh. Lomas still not on the score sheet, has not opened his Chattanooga account yet, but has looked good in this match. He's looked unselfish too. And a chance for Richmond. Johnson had a good bit of skill there and commits the foul. So right before we had those technical difficulties, was telling you about Landon Johnson. If you want to feel old, he is 16 and he has now played in his 4th professional soccer game. He was born in 2006. I thought people born in 2006 were still wearing diapers, but apparently not. Landon Johnson, they're extremely high on him. He signed his USL Academy contract back on July 11th, so that's about a month ago, and appeared in 3 straight matches before being left on the bench last week, or Wednesday, for Richmond. Terzaghi scored last week. That was his 10th goal of the season, as Aviles picks that up. But Emiliano Terzaghi, also known as El Rey, the King, returned to the score sheet on Wednesday. He had scored in 4 straight games, then went 3 games without a goal, and then scored in the draw against NCFC. But Terzaghi has been kept off the score sheet so far tonight. But there's still time for him to get on. Not much more time, though. as we get close to minute 90. Chattanooga Red Wolves SC just minutes away from just their 5th win of the year. And Fuego lost today. So the Red Wolves would be up to 11th with this win. Meanwhile, the Kickers, with a loss, would fall to 9th. Johnson. Vinyals. Can't count Richmond out yet. 96th minute last week, a Nathan Awney throw-in fell to the feet of Michael Hornsby, who scored the equalizer. Here's Johnson, squaring up a shot. Instead lays it off. Fitch switches play to the right. Gordon looking to cross. Gordon earns the corner. Do we have another stoppage time winner on our stoppage time equalizer on our hands for Richmond? Vinyals. His service is short, flicked on though, loose in the box. Then cleared, bounces back into the area, cleared once more by the Red Wolves. That's a familiar number up in the score bug for you. For Richmond, 6 minutes of additional time. That's what they needed on Wednesday against NCFC to get the Hornsby equalizer off the throw-in. It doesn't look like Richmond has enough time to break their winless skid. 6 games will turn to 7 likely, but they can pick up another late point if they find the back of the net late in this one. Chattanooga knows they need 3 points to make something happen late in the season. A team that went all the way to the USL One Championship last year. Throw in for Chattanooga. Straight to the corner flag. Lomas pushed off the ball, and it's ruled a throw-in for Richmond. Terzaghi shoved to the ground. He wins a foul for the Kickers. Richmond has earned 7 points this season from losing positions. They could make it 8 if they could find a late equalizer. But for Chattanooga, this would be 16 points from losing positions this season, which would lead the league. Throw in from Awney. Cleared only as far as the back line for Richmond. Vinyals. Twists around. Cross into the 18. Aviles is there and falls to his knees. Three minutes to go for Chattanooga to secure the unlikeliest of victories. Richmond was up 2-0 with 48 minutes to go. It seemed like they were heading for their first win in 7 games. But then out of nowhere, like throwing a blue turtle shell in Mario Kart. Chattanooga, 3 goals to take the lead right under the noses of Richmond. Chattanooga, there's no denying they've been in a rough patch. Just 1 win in their last 10 games. 6 losses, 3 draws in that span. That win against Knoxville 4 games ago, 3-2. It's only fitting that that's the scoreline tonight. Richmond trying to play out the back. As the Kickers look for more late magic. This time on the road. Vinyals chips it in. Enticing ball. Johnson for Vinyals. Can he provide a good service? Hanging up into the area. Flicked away, though, by Hernandez. That was well played by Marsh to win the throw for Chattanooga. As it stands now, it's Marsh who has the match winner. Kickers coaching staff sort of look like they're in disbelief. If you took a Polaroid camera and took a picture of the scoreline just out of halftime when it was 2-0 after the Sarakowski goal, you'd think for sure that Richmond would have secured the 3 points tonight. Instead, Chattanooga's turned it around and flipped the script. Last gasp free kick coming for Neil Vinyals and the Kickers. Laborio and Hernandez have to be ushered away. Coach Darren Sawatsky told me on Thursday that Vinyals just adds extra danger from these set-piece opportunities. Can the Kickers do it at the death again? Vinyals lifts it in. Johnson! No. Walefi clears. CHI Memorial Stadium erupts. They want that final whistle to blow. Vinyals settles. Gordon into the area, headed away. Laborio flicks the header away. Gordon, impressive bit of skill and power. And a free kick won. One more chance for the Kickers. Last week, it was the 96th minute when Hornsby equalized. We're into the 98th. Does Vinyals have one more good delivery in him? Headed away. 2-0. Became 3-2. And Chattanooga comes all the way back. Renteria had the goal to level it at 2. And Siobhan Marsh made it 3-2 with the match winner, and the Red Wolves at home beat Richmond for the first time this season. Your man of the match, presented by Timber Craft Whiskey. It's Siobhan Marsh. Here's his winner. One touch, boom. Bottom corner, past Akira Fitzgerald. Pick that one out. As the Chattanooga Red Wolves, through Marsh's 78th minute goal, win this one 3-2. Siobhan Marsh, his team leading 8th goal of the season, off the bench. It's enough to give the Red Wolves the 3-2 victory in thrilling fashion against the Richmond Kickers. Here's the save of the match, presented by Chattanooga Hotel. It was Aviles late in the match, kind of kicking those feet up afterward, like the Gerber baby or something. I don't know. But he just looked so innocent there, pouncing on that ball so happily, knowing his team was just moments away from a win. As Chattanooga wins it 3-2 against the Richmond Kickers at home and ends their little winless skid. We'll take a break for post-game show coming up when we return. Red Wolves get the win at home.
I need to try it first.
The future is in these foothills. The world's fastest internet from EPB is in homes from Hickson to Highland Park. In classrooms from East Lake to East Brainerd. And in reach of those striving to learn more, be more, achieve more. The future is here with fiber optic speeds up to 25 gigs, only from EPB.
I need to try it first.
Tonight, 2-0 became 3-2 as the Chattanooga Red Wolves got the comeback win at home against the Richmond Kickers. Your post-game recap is presented by Smart Bank. Experience Smart Bank. And now it's time for the full-time highlights, brought to you by CHI Memorial. So we start in the first half, where not a lot happened. It was Richmond who started this game on the front foot, and this was a great ball by Fitch to find Emiliano Terzaghi, who slotted it back for Matthew Bentley, who got his first goal of the season for the Kickers. That was it for the first half, 1-0 going into the break. As Bentley put Richmond ahead, it was Ryan Sarakowski who would make it 2-0, doubling Richmond's lead. Great run into the center of the box. Madrid can't get there fast enough, and Mensah unlucky to head it in. But after he headed it in, he kept that in his head because Ropapa Mensah pounces on this mistake. One touch and unleashes a furious strike past Akira Fitzgerald, who was furious after they conceded that goal. But that would not be it for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Cross lifted into the area. Effort hits the bar, and Richard Renteria heads it down. We're level at 2. That would not be it, as Hernandez wins the ball back. Walefi feeds it for Marsh. Bang. In the most Mike Breen way possible. 78th minute winner for Siobhan Marsh. And 3-2 is your final score. Siobhan Marsh, the man of the match. Presented by Timbercraft Whiskey. And now here are your full-time stats presented by Smart Bank. Experience Smart Bank. 3-2, the final score. 12-9, Chattanooga outshoots Richmond after a dominant first half for Richmond. Chattanooga reversed that trend. Both teams scored on every shot on target. Possession, as always, goes to Richmond, 55-45. 2 offsides for the Kickers, 3 yellow cards for the Red Wolves, and 2 for the Kickers. Well, this game had everything. It didn't look like it would in the first half. It looked like a comfortable win for Richmond. But the Red Wolves stormed back, and they win 3-2. Siobhan Marsh, with his team-leading 8th goal, is the winner in Chattanooga. Well, thanks to the whole crew. For producer Mauricio Rodriguez, audio engineer Amos Amatista, Comerci, and replay operator Josue Sayas. I'm Nevada Cullen saying so long and have a good night. It's been a thriller. It's been a great time, and we'll see you next time. This is USL League One.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.